Hey guys, CW here. Here's something I learned ages ago. It's just a tiny piece of wisdom I want to share with you. But it really changes and shapes the image you present, especially if you're a leader of other human beings. Be silent with your works. What's that mean? That means if you do a great job, you got to stop pointing attention to yourself. You don't roll into town blowing trumpets at your own achievements, at your contributions, at your charity, your generosity even, all of those things, even the most noble qualities, all the way to the most explosive victories. You got to shut up about it. Nobody likes someone who's constantly rambling on about their previous accomplishments or their contributions. You got to learn how to limit the number of sentences that start with the letter I. Because here's a fact for you to remember. The more time you spend focused on you, the less time you automatically spend focused on your team, on your customers. And that will always steer you wrong. Now listen, this bad behavior, quote unquote, shows up in a bunch of different ways. It also shows up in people who really need that approval, or even people who need attainment very badly. They're so enamored with their own successes or achievements, they can't seem to stop talking about them. When I was in school, I did this. On my last project, I did that. Well, when I had that problem, here's what I did and here's how great it turned out. Sometimes those things are illustrative, and sometimes people will ask for your experience. Well, I don't know, let's be honest. Aren't you more comfortable hearing about someone who's talking about their own failures? Like, here's a lesson I learned when I tried what you're talking about. I got my butt kicked. I think there's something about humility. Now, I don't mean self-deprecating humility, but just that general authenticity, that honesty of saying, I'm human and I screwed up. That really magnetizes people. What doesn't magnetize people is going on and on about your victories. Listen, your track record always speaks for itself. And I want you to have a great track record. I want you to be hitting home run balls. But you ever watch like a game, any kind of sport, and someone scores a goal? I mean, it's exhilarating, especially under pressure. Especially when we're feeling down and out, like, hey, maybe we're not going to win this one. And then that magic goal or point comes, and someone does that celebration that lasts just a little bit too long. We kind of look at that person and go, ugh, what a creep. And it's tempting. And once you hit home run balls all day long, I mean, it's part of your swagger. Like, it does, trust me, it builds over time. It creates real, genuine, unstrippable, unshakable confidence. But even then, you gotta watch how much time you spend talking about you. If you're not careful, you can be seen as someone who's attention-seeking, approval-seeking, and those things are the antithesis to confidence. In fact, I dare say, and again, this is almost classical wisdom, isn't it? That when someone's talking about themselves that much, that often, they're probably hiding a real lack of self-confidence, a real lack of self-esteem. So check your game right now. How much time do you spend talking about your exploits, talking about your successes, your ambition, or even your needs, your wants, your fears? Ultimately, in a team-based environment, you want to balance that with a genuine interest in the people around you. Now, this doesn't mean you brush off compliments. This doesn't mean that you minimize or self-deprecate. It means taking that ever-elusive, balanced approach. But if you're going to make a mistake, err on the side of talking about other people more. See what kind of difference it makes. All right, guys, I love you because you're crazy. Thank you so much for sticking with the show. Remember to tell your friends if this helps you. And in the meantime, you can reach out at badassagile.com. You can find me on Twitter at badass_agile, and you can reach me on Instagram at badassagile. We'll talk to you soon. Till then, stay badass.